This is the latest video in a series dedicated to helping you have an even more successful 2023 than 2022 by understanding a few important truths about what it takes to be super successful. In this video, we're going to talk about an important principle that can absolutely change the trajectory of your life and help you to focus more on what you really should be doing to be even more successful. Stay tuned. In this latest segment, I'm going to share a principle that will help you to do less and get more results. That almost seems too good to be true, right? You would think that everything comes from hard work. And I've talked about the importance of hard work in past videos. Hard work is absolutely important. It will take you further than many other aspects that lead to success. But it isn't all about hard work. If you combine hard work with this principle that I'm sharing with you today, you will really increase your success. I want you to understand this concept called the 80-20 principle. The 80-20 principle, some people also know it as the Pareto principle. There is a book written by Richard Koch called the 80-20 principle, the secret to achieving more with less. The idea here is that 20% of causes create 80% of results. What does that mean exactly? Well, what that means is, in terms of what a company does, 20% of products may contribute to 80% of sales revenue. Or 20% of products may be creating 80% of the profits. Because isn't it true that oftentimes companies have various products and some are more profitable than others? This could be also said of customers. 20% of customers may lead to 80% of sales or 80% of profits. Some customers are more profitable than others. I can say that in my world, and you can probably say that in your world. Looked at another way, I want to give you an example that you can probably relate to just through your own past experience. There are very large bookstores in the world. In my area, we have a bookstore chain called Barnes & Noble. I often go there with my children, and we look for new books because we love to read. At Barnes & Noble, they have thousands and thousands of books, oftentimes on 2 floors. I've even been to a Barnes & Noble with 3 floors. So many books. But I'll bet that even in those large Barnes & Nobles, the 80-20 principle still holds true. 20% of their books probably contribute to 80% of their sales. 20% of an author's works who's written many books probably sell 80% of the time. If you look at a bookstore in an airport, they're usually quite small. Not only are they on 1 floor, but they're compact. They have a fraction of the books that a large bookstore like a Barnes & Noble would have. And yet, the books that they have probably sell frequently. Why is that? Because they exercise the 80-20 principle. They probably have the 20% of books, primarily, that sell 80% of the time, with just a few extras. When you compare a 7-Eleven to a full-size supermarket, same principle probably holds. What you'll find in the 7-Eleven is the 20% of products that sell 80% of the time in the supermarket. It's just the supermarket needs to stock many, many more products to be a supermarket versus a convenience store. So how can you exercise the 80-20 principle in your life? Well, I watched a video from Richard, and what he said is that much of what we spend our time on in our lives is trivia that does not contribute to results in our lives. And we spend too little time on what's truly meaningful and important. At the beginning of each week, the recommendation is this: think about what will have the biggest difference in your life this week. Probably it's going to be just 20% of your week. is going to make 80% of the difference in the results that you achieve during the week. If you can know this in advance and you can carve out the time to focus on that 20% that creates the outsized results, every week will be spectacularly productive. Imagine if you did this for a whole year. And what else would it then cause you to do? It would cause you to focus less of your time on trivia that has very little impact on your life, and focus more of your energy and time on that which will have an outsized and extraordinary impact on your life. So this is what I want you to get out of this video. Think about it in your personal life or professional life. How can I spend more of my time on the 20% that creates 80% of the results? Now you might be saying, come on, it's not always 80-20. Don't worry about that. Sometimes it's 15-85, 25-75, 30-70. It doesn't matter. That doesn't mean it doesn't hold true and that it isn't a magnificent idea to execute on. So forget worrying about exactly whether it's 80-20, but understand the nature of the idea. You know, the true magic behind the idea is to help us to focus. Because I was talking with a client recently about what happens at the end of year when the sales team is trying to make the numbers and finish out the year with a record. And what I had proposed happens to my client in their company is that the salespeople focus like a laser on closing business. They set aside everything else and focus 100% of their energy on closing business before the end of the year. And I'll bet that they are highly productive because they focus on the 20% of deals that have the 80% likelihood of closing. They focus on the 20% of customers who are the serious ones, who are more likely to close. They don't focus on anything else. They're not watching training videos. They're not reading books. They're not filling out needless paperwork. They're not having chat by the water cooler. They're not getting on social media. No, they're focused on closing deals. And so that week, that last week of the year, probably is one of the most productive weeks of the whole year for the sales team. And that's probably true in the last week or two of each quarter or last week of every month. See, so you probably have experienced this already in your life, this idea of what can happen when you focused on what's most important and set aside everything else. You get great results. So understand the 80-20 principle. Consider reading the book by Richard Koch, watching some of the videos online, and thinking about how you can edit out more of what's not important and exercise the 80-20 principle. And I think you will find that 2023 will easily be better than 2022. Tell me, how is this idea going to help you? Share in the comments below. If you'd like to learn more about my training and coaching services, visit my website, buildandbalance.com. Consider investing in the online sales training course that I developed last year to help you have a much more successful sales career. That could be one of the best investments you ever make, which has a guarantee. If you don't like the course, if you don't think it can help you, ask for your money back. No problem at all. That's how much I believe in the course. I hope this video is helpful to you. If so, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, like it, comment on it, and watch the others in the series. They will make a difference for you. Have a great new year.